longer under the colonial master. But somehow, we are not yet independent, in the sense that we have not yet developed our capacity to provide for our own basic needs. We rely majorly on import. And then the only thing that covers up for us is the total revenue we get from oil. Oil and gas account for about 90% of our foreign revenue. And you know, that's very, very daunting, in the sense that if something happens to this oil, what is going to happen to Nigeria? Now think about it this way. Other countries are fighting to develop energy sustenance in terms of, developing their hydropower. They're also talking about developing their coal technology like South Africa, and then biofuels, and so many other things. Developing fuel efficient cars, energy efficient, everything, bulbs, and the rest of them. Now, what are they trying to achieve? Energy self-sustenance. Now, what will happen when they no longer come to Nigeria to buy, or maybe something, the price comes down and all of that? What do we have to do to be able to attain economic security? Now, we need to improve our educational system. Our educational system is the major problem because it is not developing our capacity to produce for ourselves. We need an educational system that can be able to foster creative thinking, problem-solving skills. We talk about social intelligence, financial literacy, and all of that. These are the things that our educational system needs to foster. We need a change of curriculum. And another thing we have to talk about is the problem of motivation. Students do not have a drive. And something, achievement starts with a goal. You cannot achieve anything if you do not have a goal. People are just in school because their parents ask them to go to school, or maybe they just feel it's just part of what they need to do. But it's beyond that. They need to have a reason for being in school. That's what will stir up their drive. That's what will stir up the personal discipline that will make them sit down, concentrate, read their books, and all that. And another thing is that educational system does not foster students' capacity to learn for themselves. That is the major problem. Because we just get the students, most students throughout their lives, they will never live in such effective study skills. Now, how are you supposed to cope with that environment in a society where information is growing at a very, very rapid rate? Just in the past 20 years, imagine all the technological breakthroughs that have come about. And yet we are still, I used to tell someone that people have moved from industrial age to information age. We are not yet entered the industrial age. These are things that need to change. And it is through changing our education that we do it. Now, I know that we have the problem of capacity, to build schools and to build capacity. We need to be able to employ information technology systems to be able to help us. Now, how do we do that? We need this thing, IT, e-learning tools, software tools, educational tools. We need to make these things available. Our only one, what are we using it for? We need to develop our educational system. This is what we need to do. My colleague here has a whole lot more to say on that.
Hello. You want to know how bad our educational system is? Take a look at the last two results. You want to know how bad our educational system is? Go all the way up north and go to any higher institution there. Ask some of the students you see there for their names. You'll be surprised. Some people actually do forget their names, can't even pronounce it. Believe me, I tell you this truly because I teach there in a higher institution. People cannot even write their names. That's how bad it is. So, where did the problem start from? Why is there such a problem? If you must get to the root, if you must know how bad this problem is, you should go back in history and get to the root of the problem. My own research tells me that our problems started because we failed to evolve. The British left us with an obsolete educational system based on the principles of the 4 R's: writing, arithmetic, religion, and reading. Believe me, that kind of a system based on those principles would only get you literate, not educated. Who is an educated man? An educated man is somebody that knows something about everything and everything about something. In a gathering of youths like this, you should not be lost when somebody mentions something probably that because maybe you come from Taraba State and then I'm from Imo State, and then someone just says something about Taraba State and you are so lost. If you are truly educated, you should know a little about everything. So, the outmoded principles of education, coupled with waiving standards, have ensured that the average graduate, they are talking of somebody who has passed through years of education is a liability to society. Liability in the sense that you don't even think for yourself, let alone think for society. I mean, how do you want to develop this country? Everybody has talked about agriculture, business, meaning everything is rooted in agriculture. India is a perfect case study for us. The Indians started by aggressively educating its people. Japan did the same, and in less than 50 years, currently they are the third largest economy in the world. China has started taking that. But even China today, I heard recently that the richest woman in the world is not Oprah. It's a Chinese woman, and she laid emphasis on education. The British High Commissioner to Nigeria laid emphasis on education. He said, if we must develop, we must educate our people. That is the bulk of Nigeria's population. So we are going nowhere without education. Thank you.
Erudite speakers, how did you feel coming up here to talk? You felt?
I felt
I felt fine.
You felt fine?
Yes,
That's very
excited
good.
because I have something
To give.
to give out.
Okay. Anybody with a different feeling? You felt very anxious. Yes, I'm thinking to the human beings now. You were scared? You were scary or you were scared? Don't be scary.
When I got somehow I did
Thank you very much. Aside the people that are not happy originally, do you want to share other feelings with us, or is still the same courageous feeling? Okay. The original, the robotic feeling, that's very good. You said? So you're very happy. Okay. Thank you for sharing with us, your feelings when you came up. The truth is, stage fright is common. It's real, and it happens to everybody. And the good news about stage fright is it is needed. It's a necessary skill. It's a necessary tool for a good presentation. So if you tell me you are not nervous at all, you don't have any form of stage fright, then there will definitely something will be wrong with your presentation. Because it will either be that you are too arrogant, you are too cocky, you are too sure of yourself, and there's a likelihood that you probably would mess up the presentation. So yes, stage fright, it has its own advantage, and at the same time it has disadvantages. And we're going to try and look at how you can make use of stage fright to your benefit and how you can master it. Because good public speakers, people you see today who speak so well, the Obamas of this world, who speak so well, it's not that they don't have stage fright. It's that they have learned how to master it, how to mask it in such a way that you can't see it. And that's why you think they don't have it. What your nervousness does is it reminds you that you are human, and it helps you to work hard. There is that consciousness that I have to do it right. Because if it's not there, you probably will come up here and you will non-verbally communicate arrogance to people. First and foremost, I want you to give them a round of applause. Why? The second point is that what I saw this afternoon is actually one of the major problems that we have in Nigeria that we need to solve. The only group that came close enough to giving me what I was looking for is Mark. Are you Mark? Is Mark's group. And somehow they also, because they were, maybe you were trying to impress and all of that, they see you were supposed to actually magnify, you buried it. That Olaf thing, please clap for that initiative. Do you know that one of the problems we have in Nigeria is the fact that these issues plaguing Nigeria, we treat them as if they don't belong to us. The solutions are supposed to come from other people. And that was the way we were talking. What was the assignment? Think of a particular problem and give me a specific solution to that problem. I didn't say you should come and be telling me what our leaders should do. The reason Nigeria is still where it is because we keep believing it is the leader's problem. Who is the leader? Tell me. Who? Because why are you here? You can't even tell me that you're leaders. You are not owning the fact that you are leaders, and that's why you are here for this program. Who are the leaders? Yeah. Who is that particular leader who is supposed to be the only one to shoulder Nigeria's burden? Who? Yeah. It's us all. The day we start accepting Nigeria's problems as our problem, and then we start thinking of solutions that we ourselves will implement, is the day we start moving towards success. I thought I was going to hear things like, this platoon has decided that through the National Orientation Agency, they are going to ask for 10 acres of land that they are going to start cultivating. I thought that those were going to be solutions that you would prefer. Is that not a solution? If we don't have the groundnut pyramids again in Kano, can't you guys go look for 50 acres of land and start planting groundnut? So that we can bring back the pyramids. Is that not a solution? How come you didn't prefer it? Who are we waiting for to get the acres of land? The farmers in Nasarawa, who are they? You see what I'm talking about? The issue of they. And that's what majority of us did. The only group that came up with a particular idea that sounded nice, and if you package it very well and you sell it very well, it's one of the initiatives that can help us in this country, is Plateau D. One of the main ingredients of a good presentation is passion. Believing in what you are telling people. As much as I love Mark's presentation, I had a bit of difficulty believing that Mark grew up in this country compared to Salome's presentation. Look at the way she came out, and she was, if it was possible for you to make her the education minister immediately, I'm sure she would start working immediately. The second